Hi everyone, I'm back to read Chapter 5 of Happy Birthday, Addy, a Springtime Story, Book 4 from 1864. Changes in the Wind. Addy was happy when she woke up on the Sunday morning. Mama and Papa wouldn't have to work. It was a sunny spring day, and Papa would start his carpenter job tomorrow. After breakfast, Addy and Mama and Papa went to church. Reverend Drake preached about being ready because a change was coming. He said the war would be over any day now, and when it was, a change would come sweeping through the country like the gusty winds of spring. Addy hoped that what the Reverend said might be true. After church, Addy and her parents went back to the boarding house to eat dinner with the other boarders. And when they went to Washington Square Park, Addy brought the jump ropes that Sarah had given her. And Mama and Papa turned it while she showed them how well she could jump double Dutch. "How in the world did you learn to jump rope so good?" Papa asked with pride. Addy kept jumping as she answered, "Sarah and M. Dear taught me." "I can understand Sarah teaching you, but how could M. Dear?" Mama asked. "She's blind." "She's blind, but she has a way of seeing things real clear," Addy said. "She's been teaching me how to see with my ears and sing with my heart." "Are you kidding me?" asked Papa. "You sound just like your brother." "No, it's not a riddle, Papa," Addy said. "M. Dear know all about the world. She's been around since God invented dirt." As the morning turned to evening, Addy and Papa and Mama headed home. "And when are you going to pick your birthday, Addy?" Mama asked as they went walking along. "Your Papa's got that ice creamer fixed and ready." "I'm waiting for an almost perfect day," answered Addy, "but I think it's coming soon." "Well, it better hurry," said Mama. "I'm getting real hungry for ice cream." That night, Addy was awakened suddenly by a noise out on the street. She didn't know what it was at first. Papa had already jumped up from the bed and he was looking out the window. "What's all that fuss out there?" Mama asked sleepily. Addy was fully awake by then. She heard 3 big booms that rattled the panes of the window. "That's cannon fire," Papa said. "It's got to be coming from the harbor." Suddenly there were more booms, and then popping noises that sounded like shots crackling through the air. "Maybe the war's come to Philadelphia," said Mama with alarm. Papa started to answer, but the sound of people cheering, whistles blowing, and church bells ringing drowned out his words. Addy's heart started beating faster. All this noise at this time of night? "I bet I know what's happened," Addy thought. She jumped out of bed and joined Papa by the window. Down below, the street was beginning to fill with people. "Mama, get up," Addy urged as she turned from the window to look at Mama. "I think the war is over." Addy started jumping up and down. "I think Addy's right, Ruth. That's got to be it," Papa said. He went over to Mama. She was crying and so was Papa. Addy went to the bed and put her arms around them. "Don't cry," Addy said. But Addy was so happy she thought she was going to cry too. Papa and Mama dried their eyes and Mama said, "This means we're going to get a chance to see Esther and Sam again. This the day we've been all waiting for. Come on, let's get dressed and go on out." Papa said, "I know I can't go back to sleep now." They all dressed quickly, and as they rushed downstairs, they met some of the other boarders, half-dressed and talking excitedly. Addy, Papa, and Mama went outside. Someone in the crowded street yelled, "General Lee has surrendered." Another cried, "The war is over. The North has won." Addy looked back to the house and saw M. Dear at the window. "M. Dear," Addy called over the noise of the crowd, "I wish you could see all this." "In my own way, I can," M. Dear called back. Papa took Addy's hand and led her and Mama into the street. As they joined the crowd of people, someone handed them lanterns and banners. Hundreds of people, young and old, black and white, filled the streets and sidewalks. They were crying and hugging, laughing and cheering. Some were still in their night clothes. They were beating pie tins and pots and pans, and one man beat a drum and another played a fiddle. Firecrackers popped all around them. Addy looked up to see flags of red, white, and blue, bunting, draped on buildings. This just like a dream, Addy thought. She looked up at the huge banners being held up on sticks high above the crowd. The banners waved gently in the breeze, and Addy began reading them aloud. Lincoln and Liberty, one people, one country. America, North and South united again. This was the day she had been waiting for. It was not perfect. If it were, her brother and sister would be right here with her. But this was the best day she could imagine without them. She turned to Papa and Mama. I want today to be my birthday, Addy said. You picked one fine day for it, Papa replied. We should go on back home and have a party. The freezer is fixed and just waiting to make ice cream. As they made their way back home, Addy spotted some familiar faces in the crowd. Sarah and her parents. Addy rushed up to Sarah and threw her arms around her. I can't believe it, Sarah cried out. The war really over. At last, Addy said. And guess what? She didn't give Sarah a chance to answer. I'm having my birthday right now and a party, and you and your mama and papa gotta come. Addy laughed, Sarah. You sure picked a good birthday. The 9th of April is a day nobody will ever forget. When Addy and Sarah's family arrived at the boarding house, every room was lit up. They went inside to find Mr. and Mrs. Golden, Dear, and the boarders talking in the dining room. Papa made his way through the room, shaking hands and hugging everyone. And then he hopped up on a chair and made an announcement. Today is my daughter's 10th birthday, and you all invited to a party right here in this dining room. I'm going to make a freezer full of ice cream. Everyone cheered, and Mama said, Addy, you and Sarah stay out of the way till we get things set up for the party. Mama, can we go out and jump rope till then? Asked Addy. Yes, but stay on the sidewalk right in front of the house, Mama said. And Papa, get started on that ice cream. If you don't, we'll be having it for breakfast. Outside, Addy and Sarah took turns jumping rope. Addy jumped better than she ever had before. Some people who were coming back from the celebration joined in the game, jumping in and missing and then trying again. 2 strangers offered to turn the ropes for the girls so that Addy and Sarah could jump together. Other people stood by clapping to the rhythm of their jumping. Listen to the ropes, Addy told them. They're singing out a rhythm. It didn't seem long before Mama came out to tell Addy and Sarah that the ice cream was ready and the party would be starting. The girls went inside, and when Addy entered the dining room, she gasped, Oh, Mama, it's so beautiful. Mrs. Golden and Mama had set the table with pretty bowls and lavender glasses. There were shiny copper pitchers of ginger pops. In the center of each table were flowers. Papa carried in the ice cream freezer. He removed the paddle from the inside and began dishing out scoops of ice cream. Mrs. Golden brought in two cherry pies from the pie safe. I was saving these for tomorrow's dinner, Mrs. Golden said, but tonight's a real celebration for Addy and for all of us. We'll have them now. Mama led Addy to one table, and there, at her place, was a tin of Ben-Aid candies from Dear. Dear handed her something else wrapped in tissue paper. You sure did pick a special day for your birthday, said Dear. This is from Sonny and me. Addy opened the gift to find 2 of Sonny's bright yellow feathers tied together with a bow. Addy held them gently, a bit of bright sunshine in the palm of her hand. Thank you, Addy said. She kissed Dear and pinned the feathers in her hair. And let these remind you to always let your spirit sing out, said Dear. I will, promised Addy. I will. All right, and that is the end of our chapter. And next time I'll read Peek into the Past.